to the vlog. Today is Tuesday. I don't have any classes today, but I have a lot of schoolwork, obviously. So earlier today I was finishing up some reading. So for 2 of my classes, we have to do reading and then answer discussion questions by Tuesday evening, and these classes are not until Thursday, which means that those readings are my priorities on Sundays and Mondays, and then I finish up the questions Tuesday morning. So I finished up the reading before I went and did my Walmart trip. So now once I finish up the questions for that, I can move on to my reading for my class tomorrow. And then I also need to get going on the lecture because the class that I teach is on Mondays and Wednesdays, and yeah, so I go over the lecture materials the day before and upload it, make the student versions of the slides, make the Kahoot that they're going to be doing. So get to do all that today. Working on the discussion questions for one of my classes, and I ended up sending the professor an email with my example of my answers. So basically for this week we're learning about something called critical pedagogy, and so it's discussing that, you know, when talking about the media, it's important to look at the context of media and like the oppressors and the oppressed, and basically that it's really important to include scholars that aren't just white but scholars of color, you know, females as well as males, in order to get a better understanding of the topic. People's experiences are different, and it's important to hear what other people are experiencing. So we had to create a class exercise, basically touching on a few of these things. So talking about like power relations and media and intersectionality, and also make it be like an active discussion or active learning. So I just sent my professor like 3 examples. We only have to do 1, but I'm like not sure if I'm hitting on the right topics, or doing like exactly what he's thinking. That's due in a couple hours though, so I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get back to me, which, I mean, I understand. I'm the one that emailed him the morning that an assignment was due. It's our weekly graded post, so it's not like a big assignment that I waited last minute on. But yeah, usually for that class I get done on Sundays. Now what I'm doing is, for one of my classes, they upload the reading list. Like this week we're doing social support, so here are just like some readings that he had listed as well, but those are all optional. But anyway, he puts it in this bibliography form, and then we have to basically find the articles on the library. So I just type it into the library or Google Scholar. But yeah, so that is what I am going to do now. This video is kind of different than other vlogs because like I'm not seeing people, I'm not leaving my apartment, I'm not doing fun things. So instead, kind of my goal is to just give you insight into like what it's like being a PhD student. And when I say like, oh, I'm doing reading or I'm doing discussion questions, or have to work on a certain class, just kind of give you insight, I guess, or let you know like what does that actually mean. So yes, hopefully that is coming across. But so yeah, that's what I'm doing now, is I'm going to download the readings for this class. Alright, it is a couple hours later. I have switched gears to work on my lecture for tomorrow's class. So I have the opportunity this semester to teach a research methods course. Yes, it's very exciting. It's been a lot of work so far. One thing that's good is one of the professors who teaches it, because there's like 9 sections of it and like 6 sections are being taught by graduate students. So one of the professors, she gives the graduate students access to all of her slides, all the assignments, all the materials, etc. And then we can take it and we can change it slightly if we want to, but all that stuff is there. I brought you on here to look at 2 things that I do. So one thing I like to do is called the 1-minute quiz. So at the end of each class, I make on Qualtrics this thing called a 1-minute quiz. And I ask the students 3 questions. What was the pace of this lecture? Too fast, too slow, just right? Is there anything they're confused or unclear about? And then any other questions. This is anonymous, so I can show this to you. But yeah, so it gives me good feedback. I do this at the end of every class. Oh, too slow. See, that's fine because you know what? It's been too fast, so I'll take that as too slow. So here's a question on the materials. So we were talking about operationalization in terms of like independent variables, making them measurable. They're asking about the final. This person left a nice message. But yeah, that's one thing that one of my professors in undergrad did, and I really, really liked it because, you know, if we had questions, how is he gonna know if no one like says anything? So by having this be anonymous, it allows me to make real-time changes and make adjustments if things aren't working. Another thing that I do is use Kahoot. So I use this for participation, so it's essentially the same as answering clicker questions throughout the lecture. If you guys have never used clicker questions, basically during the lecture, your professor will ask you questions about stuff you just learned. And it's just like a check-in tool. It's supposed to promote like active learning, so it's to promote them not just like sitting and like absorbing, but actually applying it and trying to like integrate it with their knowledge as they go and like as they're in class. So yes, I use this platform called Kahoot. You guys have probably used it before, but what's really nice about it is you can use it from anywhere. Like it's online, so they don't have to like be in the classroom, be in State College, be in America to use it. And then it gives me a report at the end telling me who signed up. So for their usernames, I have them just put in their Penn State ID number, and then I'm able to just take that and then log into Canvas. Okay, who participated today? Who showed up? And I don't do participation points, like if they get it wrong, they don't get a point. I'm just like, okay, if you participate in all of them, you get a point. So here's, for example, what a question might be. So we're talking about causation, experiments. Yeah, so I'll ask them like 5 or 6 questions, and we usually do this 2 times during the lecture. All right, so it is just about 6 p.m. So let's see. I've decided that I'm gonna be done for today in terms of schoolwork. Ideally, I would have gotten 1 more reading done for my class tomorrow. I did 2 of the short readings, so it's fine. So since I last saw you, got the stuff done for my class, and then I had a Zoom meeting with my advisor that went really well. So I told her who I was thinking about having on my committee for PhD, and she approved, so I'm gonna ask those people now. So part of both a master's and a PhD program is having someone called your committee, and they are basically the people that guide you through this process. They approve what courses you take. What else do they do? They're like your team. They're looking out for you. They help guide you through the thesis or dissertation process. So at Penn State, for the master's program, you have to have 3 committee members. They can all be from the same college. And then for PhD, you have 4 committee members, and one of them has to be outside of your department. So College of Communications here is interesting because we're our own college. So you could technically have 4 people from the college, just one has to be in a different department than the rest of you are in. But I actually have someone in mind who is in CAS, Comm Arts and Sciences, so they're outside of our college. Typically you do that sometime during your first year or first year and a half of the PhD program. Anyway, that was a really good meeting. I also figured out my classes for next semester. One of them is going to be an independent study that I am so excited about. So one of the members of my committee last time, she teaches a health media effects course, and she had taught it a few years ago, but they haven't had it as a class since. So today I just asked her if she'd be willing to do an independent study with me on it, and she said yes. So she sent me the syllabus just now, and I have to fill out some forms and write up like a proposal of what I'm doing in the class, basically. But I'm really excited about that. Tomorrow, the class that I teach, it is at 8 a.m. I am teaching it via Zoom, so you know, it's gonna be an early-ish morning, and then I'll keep reading for my class tomorrow afternoon, and then have an assignment I have to do tomorrow night as well. So I'll try to do some more vlogs and days in my life as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Tell me what you're having for dinner tonight. Have an amazing day. Keep dreaming out loud. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.